So this is a video about the opportunities and threats that face us solopreneurs in the years to come. Now, what's happened with the global pandemic hasn't really changed much, but it's accelerated trends that were already in place. So what are these trends and what opportunities can we see with them? So one of the things that you've seen as a result of what's happened is the ongoing digitizing of the economy. Lots of factories and shops have closed and they're not coming back, some of them. So a lot of that industry and commerce is moving online, and SaaS business models will continue to be a great trend with the monthly recurring revenue that they produce. And this is great news for online entrepreneurs. So what can you put online that isn't on there already? Similarly, the pandemic has caused a lot of people to work at home. The trend of having our office space in our homes is going to continue. Now, some of us have been doing this for years. 15 years in my case, I've been working from home. But for an awful lot of people, this is a very new thing. Now, what can we do to help them? I think this is another opportunity. Added to that, the fact that a lot of people have lost their jobs, or there've been a general job restructuring in a lot of companies around the world, means there's going to be much more opportunities for freelance work. Now, a lot of people turn their nose up at freelance work and say, well, you're swapping hours for dollars, it's not passive income, you can't scale it. All of this is true, but it's money. The salaried jobs are going to be on the decline. Are there any opportunities there? Can we build more platforms for freelancers? Is there a gap in the market that is not being filled at the moment by the big platforms like Upwork? Similarly, there's been a huge great change in education. Further education is now ridiculously expensive, and expect to see the student numbers decline. But I'm not just talking about young people. All sorts of training is going to be moving online teaching. The growth has been amazing, but it's going to grow even further. And this is good news for those of us who already have experience teaching online, making videos, and creating audiences that are interested in learning in certain topics. So if there is one way that you can reinvent yourself in the coming years, that is to become an online educator. And it's not difficult, and if you need any help, you can ask me, because it's something I've been doing for very many years. So another thing we've been seeing in the last few years, and it's accelerated this year, is ongoing polarization of opinions, whether it be politically in the United States, or people who believe in climate change, or people who deny it, or just about any argument you can think of. This has been increasing. I don't need to tell you that stress has been increasing as a result of many things, and also you can see this even in the suicide figures that are growing up now. So I can see a huge opportunity in personal development and various healing and counselling opportunities that will exist now. There'll be more demand for services that can help people with their emotional, mental, and physical state. So if you're some sort of counsellor, yoga teacher, anything like that, then there will be more and more opportunities for you online, specifically, and offline as well, and maybe a mixture of the two in the coming years. And added to the mental and emotional side, if people are going to spend more time at home, then home exercise is going to be very important going forward. If you're able to work out ways to keep fit and healthy in closed conditions, then there's another opportunity for you there. And staying with the working at home theme, we are moving on to Zoom calls, Skype calls. How can you help people out there? You can teach people to present themselves and to work online better in the area of online video communication. I've touched on this before, but remember that the world going forward is going to be more uncertain and more changeable, and therefore creativity, pragmatism, and an ability to move with the times is going to be really important going forward. So always try to make sure you don't get stuck in your ways, you don't find the same way of making money for years and expect it to continue for years into the future. Being able to become interested in the future trends and new disciplines is going to stand you in good stead in the future. There are some opportunities that I can see coming up in the years to come, but now I'm going to outline the threats that appear before us in the coming years. For a lot of people, 2020 was a difficult year. 2021 is going to be worse. It's going to be worse economically. The problems that became apparent in 2020 haven't nearly been solved, and they'll just get worse. That's going to see a lot of people losing their jobs. Added to that, I think there's going to be some currency shocks. There's going to be some economic shocks, and they're going to be regional. There's going to be certain countries are going to see their currency devalued. I don't know which ones they're going to be, but these are things that we've got to look out for. In addition, making money online, which is how I've made my money for the last 15 years, I think that's going to continue to get more difficult. Google, Facebook, and Amazon have increased their monopoly shares of certain markets, making it harder for the solo entrepreneur. Although I don't think it's all going to be bad news. In times of hardship and also times of increased inequalities, we run the risk of greater political and geopolitical issues and conflicts, both internally within countries and between countries. Added to that, we can see increased technological advances. This is going to be very exciting, of course, and it's going to create a lot of opportunities. The increase of AI, automation, robotics is going to make even more people lose their jobs than would have because of just the recession. So drivers, warehouse people, even doctors and solicitors may have their jobs taken away by AI, automation and robotics. And also, don't forget climate change. And that will affect people in different localities as well. And these are threats to us, even as business people and just people who are trying to get on. So I hope you enjoyed that video on the threats and opportunities that I see coming for us as solo online entrepreneurs in the next few years. Now, I'm sure you've got some of your own threats and opportunities, because I'm sure there's a lot that I've left out there. Please leave them in the comments, and please like the video or subscribe to the channel. My name's Rob Cubbon. I'll see you in another video.